Booyah, here we are. 1v1 Arabia, the Babadook playing in yellow. That's MBL, the man who can't decide on a name. Playing versus Liereyy. We're seeing a mirror match here on Arabia. A little bit of lag to start the game. But I'll talk to you about MBL's map real quick, and I'll throw it over to Mr. Nilli. He can introduce Liereyy, I suppose. So we've got an Aztecs matchup here. Looks like it is going to be berries to the side for the yellow player. Pretty wallable left flank on top of that hill if he wants to. Boar out on the front, gold to the side, working with a little bit of downhill slopes kind of everywhere in the front for MBL, very open. We see MBL try to wall up in a lot of games, and I think this is a map he can probably wall up and manage. What do you see on the other side, Mr. Nilli?
Yeah, a very bad main wood spot here for Liereyy as well, and very raidable main wood. Yeah, that's say Shadow for sure. And yeah, MBL not very happy with how he's playing these last days, and was very much in a flaming mood there on his stream. So yeah, probably not the best mindset to go up against our Austrian wonder kid. Very young and yeah, very talented.
Yeah, I mean, it's all relative, right? If you go on a bad streak, but you're playing against Liereyy, it's like, well, you know, maybe give yourself a little bit of slack, right? Like, this is one of the most talented players in the game at the moment. So, you know, but good to see MBL still passionate, man. Gotta love that passion.
Yeah, indeed. There's like only MEMP and MBL, I would say, who are really pulling out the hours for, like, I would say the last 2 years. They have been streaming both like 5-6 days a week. So it's really, really intense by both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was a time there where they were kind of keeping this thing going. You know, there was a time that there weren't that many people streaming. Anyway, I'll just, like you were saying, Lierey's map is kind of tricky. Front stone, front gold, little bit ugly there. It is Arabia, so it's pretty open. The pond wood line to the north of the TC is just annoying. Those things are just so ugly. You got to go up and palisade if you want to truly be walled in, and you can't chop any of that wood. It's pointless, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But his wood is okay towards the south. You can see he already built 2 very aggressive houses. So he will indeed take that main gold spot. You could have made an argument for taking the back gold, but the woodline is pretty bad there, and he probably didn't even scout that because 2 sheep still not taken.
Yeah, MBL right now is pushing in a couple of deer on his side of the map, trying to get a little bit of a food boost early in this game. Based on these guys' play style, do you have any... I mean, I know kind of what I would do in this situation, but I mean, if you're playing MBL's map, what's your game plan here? What's your unit choice in the early game?
Well, since it's Aztecs War, you kind of have to go for some militia, maybe Drush, maybe M&A. And later on, yeah, the meta is exposed. They're so strong, your eco is super good, you can transition, you can go heavily on gold, so it will probably be a Drush and then into Expos. Maybe an M&A forward if he's super unhappy with his map, but berries and wood pretty defensively, so he isn't really forced to do it.
Yeah, it's not super uncommon. I totally agree. I mean, that's pretty much the meta, and that's probably how this game will play out. It's possible that we'll see MBL go with his Drush, wall up really intensely behind it, because he does have a map that I think he can wall. I don't think not all players would wall a map like this, but yeah, MBL starting to do some pretty extensive walling already. Using that Drush as a distraction and maybe even building some early counter units. I don't know. I've been noticing MBL playing very defensively lately, but maybe I'm reading too deep into this.
Not sure, but yeah, he's going for the big walls, and only now he's scouting Liereyy and the first house, so even the barracks probably not on the spot where you would see some early aggression coming up.
Yeah, both players going with the Drush. Liereyy will have 5 militia. MBL is a little bit slower to it, but he has 4 more queued and 1 already out. So we're going to see 2 5 militia Drushes, not too uncommon. Aztecs, free loom, you get the extra gold. We all know the drill. Anyway, looks like for now, MBL pushed a few of those deer and then walled that deer patch out. So that will not be an option for him anymore. And yellow player just extensively walling up the entire front of his map, and now he's going to go and wall the top of this hill as well. So looking like a... Go ahead.
It might not be in time though. Take a look, Liereyy now. No, Liereyy is now going for the frontal attack again. If you want to sneak around, he would have had the chance to get his militia. He is so much earlier. Look at that. 5 militia already crossed the map, and Mbl only finished his 5 militia.
Yeah, a couple quick houses here from the yellow player. He kind of...
Ooh.
Yeah. Maybe trying to bait Liereyy into it.
Liereyy here. Oh, I think that's suicide. 2 down, 3 down, and lots of HP loss on the 4th one. So Mbl should absolutely have the aggression here now.
I think Mbl honey-dicked his opponent there. I believe that's the technical term. He pretended that he forgot to build that last house and channeled his opponent right at the TC. Really nice play.
Yeah. We as a Twitch streamer should say debated.
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 Debated. I like it.
Still 5 militia at the front now, very aggressive. 1 militia going down, being microed back. 7 HP and safe, and needs to pull back with all the rest. 3 HP, all safe for now, and did deal a lot of damage against the militia now of Mbl here.
Yeah, Mbl looks like he lost a Vil back at home. Not sure how that happened because Liereyy didn't have very much HP on his militia, but I think Mbl is down 1 Vil, but he's certainly winning the Drush War at the moment. Really idling a lot of this gold. 5 villagers on gold for Liereyy. Maybe thinking about double range archers here early. That would make sense. But still dealing with the 5 militia Drush. They're all still alive. Probably too low HP to go men-at-arms here, right?
Yeah, probably. And he's very low on gold as well. 1 villager now of Liereyy going down.
Oh my gosh.
Even 2. Why?
Mbl played...
down.
Mbl played a pretty titanic game in the last game, and it looks like Liereyy is returning the favor. He's going to give away his militia to the TC, several villagers on the front. Feudal Age is in, but 25 total Vils for the blue player.
Oh god, 4 down already. He cannot really get gold. Let's take a look at his resources. Yeah, only 100 gold at the moment. We'll get all the buildings up, but Mbl in just a commanding lead here. Liereyy going for the suicide move through the TC, and really did not pay off.
Yeah. I choose to believe that Mbl did that on purpose and let him in, but I'm an optimist. That might have been just some really nice luck. But in this case, we'll see Market Blacksmith down for the blue player, who's right there and ready to click up to Castle Age pretty quickly. Mbl was a little slower to Feudal. He'll also have a pretty fast castle time if he wants it. Archer Range Blacksmith coming up on the front for Mbl. But those pesky militia are still on their feet, walking into this eco and just idling Vils and being annoying.
Yeah, and Mbl was lacking a bit of food, and that's why the timing is actually pretty similar. But 4 villages ahead here, just a huge difference. And I'm not sure how Liereyy should play it here. If he just plays it straightforward, I think he should have no chance against Mbl.
Yeah, there's got to be a bit of risk, right? When you're behind in a game like this, you got to put it on the line. I wonder if it's going to be 1 TC aggression from Liereyy or something of that nature to try to catch up, but I suppose we'll find out in just a few seconds. Liereyy is finishing up his walls on the front of his base. His gold is still not in the greatest spot, but I think he can hold this hill in front of his ranges, and his villagers should be somewhat safe. Woodline for Liereyy is also rather precarious. It's not closed in the back. So Mbl, since he does have more villagers, might be able to get a little bit of a military in the back of this area before Liereyy can build up his numbers. But yeah, Archer's starting to roll out as we speak. Fletching coming for Liereyy. Mbl's coming across the map right away. And it looks like he will continue to be aggressive as both players reach the Castle Age in just a moment.
Yeah, and Liereyy will camp that hill, needs to defend. Both players will go for crossbows, fletching, bodkin arrow. And yeah, nothing too surprising that we will see. But indeed, Liereyy will struggle, is now building outposts, does not want to get flanked here. Will camp the hill, but will always run and defend the sides when he's coming. This reminds me a bit of the game Oh, that's very specific now. It is Rio against Winchester, game 6 on Masters of Arabia, where Rio had a super bad map and was building lots of outposts and always needed to run. And yeah, Winchester was just toying with them. And that is something that we might see. And now it's Botkin Arrow against only Fletching. We might even lose a frontier.
What's interesting is that I was trying to figure out where the 4 villagers were different. So MBL's got 4 more vills. He essentially, at that point, when we hit Castle Age, had more farms. So I thought, well, maybe Lierey's going to stay on 1 TC since he only had 6 farms. But it is Liereyy who drops a second town center right away to protect his wood line up on the top of the hill. A little bit of fighting going on between these 2 players. Micro still counts since we don't have ballistics at the moment. But MBL back at home seems to be on 1 TC. The man with...
Yeah, he's playing it a bit more aggressively. And now catching up with Botkin Arrow. MBL is going for the +1 defense, but that doesn't really matter if you're just one shot.
It's just interesting to see the guy with more farms is going to have less TCs, and both guys are just putting wood and gold into crossbows. But at the moment, Liereyy is still 4 vills behind. Crossbow numbers are just about dead even, and these guys are just fighting to get to the top of this hill.
Huh. What a weird game, and yeah, Liereyy now with 2 TCs against still 1 TC only. MBL is now going for ballistics. Maybe can do something better than when it comes to the crossbow. Micro now patrolling in our both players. That should be a bit better for MBL here.
Yeah, Lierey's going to have to...
Look at the villager count.
Villager counts are starting to even out. 2 TCs, that will help you out quite a lot. We do see a university from MBL and ballistics on the way. So one player building up their eco to try to catch up. The other guy, MBL, is going to put the pedal to the metal. And I called him out in the early game for being a little passive lately, a little defensive. Well, not this game. We're going to see MBL with the aggression. He's going to have the better army very shortly once ballistics gets in.
And how should Liereyy react? Rush to ballistic yourself is pretty tough. Should he go for mangonel maybe? And now ballistic finishes, and yeah, Liereyy will be very unhappy with how this will be going here.
Lierey's still microing. It looks like he has now recognized it. Maybe. Liereyy fighting uphill, which is really unfortunate for him against a player with ballistics. MBL just dodging those arrows. You can see each group of arrows is pretty much missing. Really nice work. We should see MBL eventually take that fight on the hill. Yeah, maybe a mangonel back at home. Liereyy does immediately drop a siege workshop to try to defend against this.
Yeah, and even speedballing it with 2 villagers here. And yeah, but it still might get dicey there at the front. He still needs to micro, but it's obviously tough to micro against ballistics. And not really doing the damage. Nice movement here by MBL. And suddenly it's at the front. 6 crossbows against only 2.
Yeah, we were talking early game about how this hill is so important for Liereyy because he would lose his gold if MBL climbs that hill. And MBL is climbing that hill. He's got about 8 archers. Liereyy can reinforce 2 archers at a time, but he can't really stop this army right now. MBL picking off a vill inside. Lierey's mangonel is on 90%. Oh, God.
Come on, let's see.
Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay, well, that just happened. Lierey's mangonel pops out and kills all 8 of those crossbows for free.
Yeah, MBL now going for eagles. In addition, he's going for the defensive upgrade there. And Liereyy will just camp that hill. I thought the game could have been over though, but MBL just not taking care for a split second. And Liereyy punishing him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Liereyy popping that mangonel out took a good shot to the face of those crossbows. Still, 3 of them were on their feet, but the second shot finished them off. Really surprising to see a mangonel pop out and do that much damage. I mean, MBL saw the siege workshop, but maybe just didn't expect the timing. We do see the yellow player coming out across the map to build a TC in the middle, right on the gold pile there in the center. No good places for MBL to TC back at home since it's all hills near his base. So he's going to get aggressive even with his TC. And we have another war between crossbows and mangonels here.
Yeah, but the one eagle is so deadly. He's not a goat. He needed to pull all the villagers away from goat. Did decide to go for a second mangonel, but not a single crossbowman out to deal against the eagle warriors. And now, yeah, I think finally MBL should be ahead here. Villagers now better for MBL as well, and those eagle warriors just so deadly.
Yeah, nice choice from MBL to be so aggressive. At the moment, he does control Lierey's gold. Lierey's main gold, I should say. Liereyy has put a TC in the back on his secondary gold, and he is mining it rather happily, but it does not look like the crossbowman production has been on point for Liereyy. Had to idle his ranges for a minute to get some mangoes out, and he's going to be behind on military, behind MBL on military, and I don't know if he has +1 defense yet. Liereyy didn't have it a minute ago. Does he have +1 on his crossbows?
I would be surprised. It's not very important at this moment. You, prefer to have 2 villagers because he's not really fighting. Anyways, and oh god, now we see the big difference. Look at the research tab.
Yeah, Imperial Age coming in for MBL. Liereyy at the moment has just nothing to work with. 2 ranges still pumping out crossbows. Villagers coming out for Liereyy, but he's 3 villagers behind, just now grabbing wheelbarrow, and he will not be Imperial Age for quite some time. Do you give the GG right when Imperial Age comes in here, or do you continue to fight this if you're Liereyy?
Yeah. No. We can do a countdown if you want to. When he reaches Imperial Age the game, he might even be when he sees all the barracks, because he should know that MBL clicked up. But I think he will wait for the Imperial Age, and then there's no chance of coming back. Liereyy is so far behind.
Yeah, MBL doing what everybody does in this case, going to Imperial Age, dropping the barracks, thinking about the Eagle Warrior spam. MBL grabbing a couple upgrades as well, and we will soon see 4 barracks spamming out Eagles, probably the initial barracks as well. So we will soon see Eagle spam. That will probably be the end of this game, since Elite Eagles will have so much resistance to Lierey's crossbows and mangonel shots. And they should be able to run right into Lierey's economy and pretty much idle everything. And yeah, like you said, I think the blue player is he's gonna say GG here in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And he might even think, okay, I'm blocking the barracks, points are pretty even, I'm blocking 1 gold spot there, maybe I'm in a good spot. Now he's even going for the longsword man aggression. I like that decision. If MBL was still castle age and was going for eagles, but yeah, that's not really happening. And oh, Liereyy is continuing. Maybe he is overestimating what damage he's actually doing to MBL at the moment.
Yeah, Lierey's going to keep fighting this one out, which is interesting. He will maybe knock down that TC. We'll see. MBL will soon be popping out with probably about maybe the first dozen or 15 Eagles. Here they come as we speak. Those are elite already. You can see 6 arrow resistance at the moment, and Liereyy will end up giving the GG, and that's the end of this one. This is Killer B and Nilli signing off. What's your last thoughts on this one, Nilli? When did that one turn around?
Well, just the debating move there at the TC. And yeah, he was walling in front of the TC. Then he leaves his house, like we said before. And yeah, just knowing that Liereyy cannot go in there. And Liereyy thought he would have had a nice sweet spot and could sneak all his militia in. And yeah, then lost all his aggression and basically the game already.
Yeah, Liereyy with a tough gold position too. The drush from MBL was so effective. Like you said, Lierey's drush did nothing. Looks like these guys are done playing for the night, but I'm not done casting, so I'm going to jump out of here and chat with the channel for a minute. Are we? Do you want to do another game after this, Nilli?
Oh, sure. I enjoyed it.